So for note 6.4, it kind of starts up here with some basic information for you. We're going to be working on linear transformations. The bigger the slope, the steeper the line, the closer it is to the y-axis. The smaller the slope, the flatter the line, and the closer it is to the x-axis. The sign tells you the direction of the line, but not the steepness, so it'll tell you whether it's going down right or up right. A positive slope goes up to the right, and negative slope goes down to the right, like I just said. So then right here it says to put these equations in order from the steepest to the flattest. So for the steepest, what we're going to be looking for is a line that has a bigger slope. So here's the slopes right here. And we're not going to pay attention to whether it's positive or negative, because that only tells us the direction of the line. We're just looking for the biggest number. So I can see out of all of these numbers, even though it's negative, I'm going to kind of ignore the fact that it's negative. I can see that this 10 is the biggest number, so F would be the steepest line. And then after that, I'm just looking for big numbers. I can see B would be next. Then the next one after that would be C, once again, ignoring the fact temporarily that it's negative. Next, even though I can't see that there's a number here, there's really a 1. So 1 is bigger than either of those two fractions, so E would come next. And then next I have to decide which is the bigger of the two fractions. I know that 3/4 is bigger than 1/2, so it would be A, and then D. So that's the lines in order from the steepest to the flattest. And then another point that we make here on the back, it says as the y-intercept blank, the line shifts up. So as the y-intercept increases, the line shifts up, and this one is the y-intercept decreases, the line shifts down. And it says compare each equation to the linear parent function y equals x, and use these words to help you make your conclusion. So if I'm comparing on part A, if I'm comparing this line to the parent function y equals x, first thing I want to do is compare the slope. So this one has a slope of 3/4, and this one would have a slope of 1. So this line I could tell would be flatter than the parent function because it's a smaller slope. So I would say it's flatter. I would want to say something also about the fact that it's got a constant of -2, and this one doesn't have any constant, so it passes through the origin. So I would say because this one passes through the origin and this one has a y-intercept of -2, I could say that this one shifts down 2. And I could say this one goes up to the right. And I can tell that because it has a positive slope. Then for part B, this one has a slope of 5. Once again, the parent function has a slope of 1. So I can tell this is going to be a steeper line. This one doesn't have a constant, that one doesn't have a constant. So they actually are in the same place on the y-axis. So I would say there was no shift. And then this one also has a positive slope value, so this one also goes up to the right. All right, and then for part C, so I'm comparing slopes. This one has a slope of 1, this one has a slope of -4. I'm going to temporarily ignore the negative. But for the 4, that would be a bigger number, so this line is going to be a steeper line. The negative is significant in the fact that it's going to go down to the right on the page when you graph it. And then this one also has a y-intercept of +7. This one once again goes through 0, 0. So I could say that it shifted up 7.